I spoke to you, I discussed the physical symptoms of love and how it affects your brain. So today I'm going to talk about how love affects your soul. I'm going to be reading a few excerpts from a blog post from a woman called Celestine Schwal. For example, when I was in secondary school, there was a girl who was excruciatingly skinny and highly emancipated and was regarded as a school belle among my peers. When I was in junior college, I had a fairly skinny schoolmate who would often receive compliments from male peers about her looks, even though she didn't have the conventional good looks. It was apparent that guys found her attractive because of how slim she was. These incidents made me subconsciously conclude that being skinny is equivalent to beauty, and that to be regarded as beautiful by others, I had to be skinny. Subsequently, I became exposed to projected images of beauty in the mass media on a regular basis, from legging models to sharp facial contours to stick-thin celebrities. These images were repeatedly projected as standards of beauty which all girls should strive for. To be stick skinny, that was deemed a good thing. To not be stick skinny was deemed as being not attractive, not beautiful, or even not deserving of love. Because I did not conform to the sticky, skinny image of beauty, I harbored a deep hatred for my body. I constantly wished that I was thin, thinner than I was, or better yet, thinnest among everyone I knew. The mirror was one of my biggest nemesis, for it reflected the image of my burgeoning body, something which I absolutely abhorred. To me, looking into the mirror was like being confronted with one of my deepest nightmares, to be an ugly and fat bitch whom no one would ever find desirable nor want to be with. Now, like I said, this was written by Celestine Schwal, a woman who wrote about her inner struggle with her body image when she was younger. Sadly, Schwal is not alone in her hatred. According to the National Institute of Media and the Family, at age 13, 53% of American girls are unhappy with their bodies, and this grows to 78% by the time girls reach age 17. We have a problem with too many adolescent girls and boys feeling more and more pressured by the peers and the media to look and act a certain way in order to be deserving of love. Evidence of this problem can be found everywhere. I mean, how many of you have looked at someone in the media and wished you looked like them? I know I have, scrolling through Instagram and Twitter. This sense of envy is the cause of many eating disorders and self-body hate. In a report done by Fairburn and Harrison, talking about causes of eating disorders, the authors say, the second is over-evaluation of shape and weight in those who have been sensitized to their appearance. A few other causes for self-body hate range from childhood sexual abuse to perfectionism or even childhood obesity. All these causes affect the adolescent and make them believe that if they look a certain way, then they will actually be loved. A study done by Lau and Gill showcased how adolescent Korean boys and girls create their body image. The girls tend to base their body image on the physical appearance, while boys base their body image on their physical competence. Then another study by Mendier analyzed how men and women determined how to date someone. The study showed that men were more likely to date someone who was physically attractive, but didn't have the best personality. However, it was the opposite for women. Now, after reading these two studies, I came to the conclusion that women were probably more likely to base their body image on appearance, because that is what men were more likely to pursue rather than an amiable personality. I am most definitely not saying that men are the cause of women's body issues, far from what I'm saying. I am saying that the media is the controlling factor in adolescent boys and girls' way that they view themselves, either positively or negatively. But if more people, especially peers, began to define beauty by their own standards and not what the media is telling them, I believe that there would be less prejudice towards people of different appearances. We should not be defining beauty by the size of a piece of clothing or by the number of Instagram likes or by how many people compliment us that day. We should not be defining beauty by appearance at all. That's what's really wrong. We think that beauty is a characteristic assigned only to the outward appearance, when beauty is actually an internal attribute. So let's begin defining beauty by beautiful personalities, such as kindness, patience, or even sarcasm and wit. Let's not put a number on beauty. If you truly love someone, you don't fall in love with their skin or their outside, you fall in love with who they are on the inside, and that is not what the media is displaying. Once you begin looking at people through who they are as a person and loving them as they are, others will begin to realize that type of love is what they should be striving for. It's the kind of love that Jesus displayed for us up on that cross. He showed us that he doesn't care what we look like, what we've done. He only cares about the fact that we are his children, beautiful and precious in his sight. And as Christians, we are called to mimic that. So once we start to love like Jesus did, unconditionally, then we can begin to change the world around us. People will no longer see size, color, academic level, but will begin to see others as children of God, worthy of their love, not of their judgment and pressure. Schwal, who I mentioned in the beginning, won't look in the mirror anymore and see hatred, but will see how loved she is. So in conclusion, I am asking you to evaluate how you view people around you and how you judge beauty. Then I challenge you to ask yourself if those line up with your beliefs, or if you're a Christian, if that lines up with how Jesus views people. We must first start the change within ourselves, and then we'll see the effects rub off onto people and onto society. You might think that you can't change anything, but the fact is that we, hopefully we, have a great and powerful God who can change everything. We just need to take a little step.